Welcome back. Welcome back to another day. Welcome back to another video reviewing the trades that I took today. Another very, very good day, and I'm extremely grateful for some of the very good performance that I have been taking over the last few days, last few weeks, really. Start to the year has been very, very hot, and I'm definitely focusing more than anything to continue to strike when the iron's hot, continue to take advantage of the opportunities, but also on the flip side, make sure the head stays low, right? Make sure you stay biased, not egotistical in the markets, because you have one good month, you have a few good months, you start to get pretty reckless at times, you take a little bit too much risk, the account's growing very nicely, so we have to make sure we stay centered. We have to make sure that even if we're having good performance, like we've been seeing here on the channel, we stay centered, we don't get greedy, we don't get egotistical. This is very important in trading. So today, we're going to review my trades. We're going to actually have some live trades for you today. Live on Netflix, live on NVDA. The first two trades of the day that put me up very nicely to start the morning. End of day today, ending up $4,300 today. Yesterday was another $4,000 day. So over the last 2 days, almost $8,000. A really good start to the month. Awesome so far. But you're only so good as the money that you keep, right? It's not about the money you make, but the money you keep in the market. And that is key. So let's go over the stats today. Let's go over the trades. We'll look at my broker. We'll go to TradeZella, and we'll review everything at the end of it. Enjoy the live trades. Make sure to stay tuned for those live trades. I think you're going to enjoy it. So here we go. So here is my broker. Here's TradeZella. On the left side, you can see my broker, a $4,378 day, $2,700 of that coming from Netflix, and then the rest of it coming from some really nice smaller trades that sort of just added up to the total amount on the day. The other one that I want to highlight is NVIDIA, one of my NVIDIA puts that I want to talk about in today's video, because that NVIDIA put goes right back to what we talked about in yesterday's video. We talked about in yesterday's video a concept of getting into a position early, but understanding that it could go against us a little bit, but not thinking that the plan is wrong just because we're red on the trade, right? And so this trade on NVIDIA was another early entry that I let sort of consolidate, that I understood that it could go against me, right? Ended up working very nicely, but it goes back to that concept from yesterday, where if we like a certain level to reject or to hold, we can take some early entries, but we have to keep that mindset that it can go against us a little bit, right? If we're entering early, we have to anticipate drawdown, right? This was a concept we talked about yesterday, and you will see it live on NVIDIA today. So that was my day. I'm going to move my face out of the way so you can actually see the right side of TradeZella here. I'll go ahead and move my face up to the top left here. So you guys can see on the year so far, $24,000. Trade win percent, 69%. 54 winning trades, 24 losing trades. My average win to loss is starting to increase. So this is good, right? This is what I'm starting to notice, and I like this. My average winning trade is starting to become larger than my average loser. That's the number that I really care about, because I need to get that up. So you can see right here that 1.2 in the last video, I think it was around a 1.1. So it has increased. This is good. This is statistics. This is part of monitoring your trades and understanding what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. So you can see here, 2.7 yesterday. I was up a little bit more at one time, but ended up 2.7. And then today, 4.5. So over the last 2 days, about $7,000. Give or take, just around there. So really good performance. That is my day. Here's my broker. You can see everything here on the left. Yeah, it matches up perfectly. So we're going to go into TradeZella. Here's all the trades I took today. We had some decent losers in there. We had a $1,200 loser on NVIDIA here around 11 or 10 o'clock. It was the 550 put. That was this one, right? And I ended up actually making that money back later in the day right here on this one, right? So 1,600 there, 1,200 there, ended up net on the 550 puts, about $364 gain. But we can talk about that loss on NVIDIA. I can talk to you about what happened there and how that went wrong on that NVIDIA put there. So we're going to focus on 3 trades today. We're going to focus on the Netflix put. That's number one. That's a 34% gain, $2,700. We're going to focus on this NVIDIA put. This was a 20% gain, $591. And then we will focus on the NVIDIA loss to end the video. the NVIDIA $1,200 loss, about a 20% loss. So, as you can see, something to notice here, right? Percentages are all very similar. Percentages loss, percentage losses, 8%, 20%, 8%, 5, 4, 9, 17 here. A little bit carried away on that one. 34% win, 24% win on Square. This one, this was a little, I don't even know what to say about this trade. This was a little thing that a friend talked to me about. I took a shot on it. I lost $500, so we're not even going to cover that one. But full transparency there. A little bit of, a little bit of boredom, I think, probably came into that one. But I was just having a little bit of fun on CCJ. Uranium, right? Something that me and a buddy are sort of watching, but nothing really to focus on there. So that's my day. That's full transparency. That's everything on the screen for you to see. That's my running P&L. Let's jump right into it. So, first of all, we talked about square puts in my yesterday video. That worked out beautifully, right? The square put, we can go into that really quick. Let's minimize that. Let's make TradeZella nice and big. And then let's move my face. Not the screen. Move my face back down to there. All right. So, first, square. We'll just go real quick over it. Nothing that's one I want to take too long about. But we talked about that square 66 rejection in yesterday's video. We got a gap down on it just like I was anticipating, and I took some profits. 24% ROI. Really, it was larger. These percentage point gains were up about 95%, but I did take majority off into close yesterday. So when you net the percentage point gains, it's going to be lower because more size was taken off at a lower percentage point gain. And I can show you this by going to the executions. You can see right here, my entries were around $1.39. My exit here was around $2.48 today. So a little bit less than 100%, but a much larger gain than, let's say, what it says, and that is a 30-something% gain. So let me go back to that. That's all the executions. Let me go back to, if I can figure this out. 1 second. Bear with me. We're going to go back to Square. There it is. Stats. Boom. So that's Square. Swing trade. I can go to the charts real quick and just share with you real quick, again, what I was looking for. You can go watch yesterday's video to get sort of that insight before it actually happened. 66, 66, break, retest, rejection. That's really it. Go watch yesterday's video if you have more interest in that one. NFLX. This is the trade of the day. This is the trade that really set my day off in the right direction. This is what set the tone for the entire day. I talked about this entire trade in the pre-market live stream. If you come to the pre-market live stream, you know that we were watching Netflix to start the morning. This was very, very key today. So today, I took Netflix puts. You can see right here, pretty early into open. Scaled out, scaled out, scaled out, scaled out. 34% win. $2,700. Executions, you can see in at 4, out at 5, out at 6, out at 7, 755 actually. Really nice executions there. This trade I have live, and I will share it with you today. But let me quick do an analysis for you, right? Let me show you why. Let me give you the why as to why I took this trade. We can see we had previous lows right here at $487 a share. We had previous low, previous low, previous low, and sort of a previous low there, which turned into a major rejection right there. You come back into it, rejection, rejection, rejection. When you got above it, it turned back into demand. And when you got back below it, what did it do today? It turned back into a rejection, right? We are basically, and this is what I love to do with my levels, you are basically just flip-flopping which side is it on. Is Netflix above it? If it's above, let's play it demand. If it's below, let's play it supply, right? It's pretty much, right? If you can identify a key level on any stock, you can see how the stock flips and flops off that level, and you can trade those moves, right? So previously, it was nice demand. It went under it, turned into supply. After getting under it, turned into supply. After getting back above it, turned into demand. After getting back below it, turned into supply, right? And you just continue and continue to play these levels. They respect, right? These levels get respected. There's going to be times, right? Whatever percent chance that is, which I believe is a smaller percent chance than it is the percent chance that it works. There is a small percent chance always in trading that a technical level is invalidated, right? But Think about statistics. Think about probabilities, right? Levels are respected on the stock market. I don't care what anyone says. The probabilities and statistics would prove that trading these levels, if you have proper entries, right, it is profitable. Now, big caveat, right? Something that you need to pay attention to. The caveat to this is the entry point, right? And so a technical level may work 90% of the time, but how bad or how good is your entry point, right? And that's the human aspect that you need to dial in, right, to become profitable. You can see a technical level in front of your face all day. Do you take proper entries? This is experience. This is repetition. This is what you need to start doing if you want to become a profitable trader. So today, what did I do, right? I saw Netflix open the day under this supply, under this 487 level. I'll go into the 15-minute chart. We can see right here. You can see Netflix open the day perfectly rejecting that level right in the open, right? And I said, hey, right, this is a perfect rejection of this level. I am definitely looking for downside off this level pretty close to the open, right? Because it meets all of my sort of checkbox. And the other thing, right, the key thing that got me in the trade today, and it was right here, and you will hear it live in the live trade that I'm going to share with you. It is the rejection right here of the 20 SMA. So not only did we have that supply rejection early morning to start the day, but we had some beautiful candles rejecting right below that 20 SMA. And after seeing that, I took my entry. I hope that little trade makes sense to you. Again, break and retest, key levels, playing it off those levels, playing the probabilities of those supply rejections. I have the trade live. You will see it at the end of the video. You'll get a little bit more insight there. So that's that. That's Netflix. The next trade, and this is the trade from NVIDIA. This is the trade that has good value from yesterday's, gives us some insight into and a real-life example of our yesterday video, right? So NVIDIA, breakdown, retest. I started to enter short, and I got out for a decent gain, right? About 20% gain, $591, 20% on the trade. In at 5, out at 6, a little bit out at 8, 850. So nice exit there. Very nice trade. Here's how this one went down. NVIDIA, coming into today, had a very aggressive downside move out of the gates, right? Very aggressive downside move out of the gates. Now, what I was watching today was for NVIDIA to break below this demand. Break or hold this demand, $560 a share. So you can see right here, we have demand, 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 and demand, all at $560 per share. So NVIDIA at the open, let's zoom in, right? It broke straight under that supply, right? Or sorry, straight under that demand level from yesterday. So what am I looking for, right? You guys should know this if you watch my video. I'm looking for the break and the retest and the rejection, right? And this is my beautiful, beautiful short entry right there at $560 per share. Now, what did we talk about in yesterday's video that you could potentially do if you are confident in your levels and you understand how to manage your risk and scale into positions? I started to see NVIDIA push to the upside, right, towards that 560 ultimate supply level. This is where I wanted to short NVIDIA. I wanted to short at 560, right? That was my level to short, and it would be my stop loss if we got above it, right? So that's my game plan. If I see NVIDIA start to creep to the upside, I would look to short as it approaches that 560, look for that downside, right? And if it got above it, then I would stop out, right? If it got above it and held above it, I would stop out right there. So I started to see NVIDIA push to the upside, and I started to get interested in starting a position here with the idea, right? Start a position here, right, in this area, take a starter with the idea that if it went against me, right, if I was in puts and it started to go higher, I would still add into this as it pushed into the 560 with an ultimate stop loss above that level, right? That was my game plan. Now, you can see in this situation, this is a good real-life example of us not getting all the way back to the retest. We only got back to around $558 per share before that slip occurred, right? And this is a prime example right there of why I enter slightly early anticipating drawdown, right? This is something that you need to understand, and I say this to my community because there's people out there who, unfortunately, it's just the way it is, follow every step that I make, right, in a community. I don't recommend that. I never will, right, because you have to understand and you need to have confidence like I do in my decisions to stay with me in a position, right? So if I say, hey, I'm getting an NVIDIA here, I'm going to give it 560 and I'm willing to stay in it and I'm willing to be in drawdown. This is my game plan, right? But what some people will do, right, is they'll get in, they will not understand that there could be some more upside. They'll take their loss. 10 minutes later, they would have been in a beautiful profit, right? This is the type of patience and understanding of key levels that I believe is very key and something I think you want to achieve in trading. At least that's what's helped me find success. So that was NVIDIA. It was a break and retest. It didn't quite get to the retest level. I started to scale in, right? And I got my drop. And that is why you'll notice here in this trade, I only had 5 contracts, right? If it would have went higher, I would have got another 5, another 5, another 5, right? I actually would have made more money if NVIDIA went against me, right? Because I would have still had confidence in 560. I would have had a larger position and probably would have made more money. So that's NVIDIA. That's another one that I want to go over. I have the live trade for you guys to see. The last one that I want to review with you guys, and I'll do it just to be fully transparent. I know some people like to see some losses, and this is NVIDIA. So what I did, right, on NVIDIA was I tried to short another retest, right? You can see right here, we were pushing to the upside back into this 554 low, and I was trying to see if NVIDIA would push and reject this 554 level. Ultimately, it stopped me out, right? And this was a really good trade, right? Because I had my level, right? I was shorting into it. I had a nice downside move originally, but it did flip against me, and I did a fantastic job of exiting that trade, right? I could have hoped and prayed, right? Hoped and prayed, right? And this would have been a massive loss. But I stuck to my stop, and that's why I'm here to say, right? And I'm still alive on the day, right? So why was I looking to short 554? The reason I was looking for that was right here. I'll share you. I don't know what I'm saying. I will share with you the analysis. So I was watching this right here, right? I was watching this little previous low right around this 554, 553.50, right in this general area, right? And I was looking to see, we had a previous low right here. We had a drop, right? And I was looking to see if NVIDIA would come back up, retest it, and reject it for more downside. That was pretty much my idea, right? I saw NVIDIA drop through that low. I was looking for it to come back up, start to reject here, and do a break and retest. Now, it did do it for a moment, right? You can see right here, a nice little drop right there, and that could have been the start to some downside, but ultimately, the NASDAQ was holding, the S&P was holding, and it caused me to get stopped out here, right? So I'm happy I stuck to my stop. This is where I lost, right? This was a good attempt, right? I'm taking this attempt probably 10 out of 10 times. Previous low, break, retest. It did work here temporarily, but ultimately it did stop me out. This was around the 10:20 time. I could probably go back and look at the ES and tell you exactly why it didn't work. So let's go to the ES around 10:20 today, and let's take a look at what was going on. So 10:20, was this today? I don't think that was today. This is today. 10:20, yeah, the ES was just holding that demand low at 47.60, right? ES was holding that 47.60 demand low, so the ES was pushing higher, right? And that wasn't going to let the NVIDIA move lower. So it just wasn't going to work if that S&P and that NASDAQ were sort of grinding higher. So took an attempt, took a loss on that one. That was NVIDIA. Tried to do a little break and retest of the previous day low, right? You can see right here. Or not previous day low, the previous intraday low. That was your low. Break, retest. Tried the rejection. Worked for a second. Stopped me out. It's going to happen. Stick to your stop. You can still be profitable by losing trades, right? You can still be a profitable trader by taking losing trades. And that is one right there for you, right? Perfect example. Losing trade, stuck to my strategy, stuck to my plan, played my strategy, and I still end up on the day with a $4,500 day. So those are my trades. Those are the 3 ones that I wanted to highlight today. I don't know if I have this NVIDIA one live, but I will share it with you if I have it. If I don't, you will see NFLX. You will see the first NVIDIA trade fully live. Enjoy it. I hope you guys are enjoying these daily recaps. They're a lot of work, but I enjoy it. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. We're making some good money on the trades. We're having a good performance so far, so let's keep the ball rolling. If you guys want to support the channel, press that like button, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more. If you want to get some options inside our merchandise, down in the description. And of course, if you want to trade live with me every single day, link down in the description as well. The live trades that you're about to hear is a direct recording of what we do in the voice chat, in the Discord on a daily basis. So enjoy it. Press that like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Enjoy the live trades. All right, guys, I'm going to try some Netflix puts. Stop over 487. I like that rejection this morning, and I like it under the 20 SMA right there. And I like this NASDAQ weakness. I'm going to give it a shot. Be careful trading Netflix with me, please. Netflix is a very aggressive stock. You could absolutely get crushed on it. I'm taking it. Just having a stop over 487. I probably won't even look at it much today if it just holds under that. It's sort of a longer-term idea. It's a longer-term idea for that trend break. All right, so here's where we need to be careful. The NASDAQ is at the CPI lows. So we could possibly see some demand here at the CPI lows on the NASDAQ. Okay, nice dive on Netflix there. Looking good. I like this relative weakness on Netflix there. Nice. Square's getting crushed. All right, so 480 is going to be big on Netflix here. Tesla, okay, so you can see Tesla is trying to hold that that low, right? See how Tesla's sort of holding that low? So, careful there. Don't short Tesla into that 212. Look at that bounce again on Tesla. Oh, you know what we should look for? A retest of 560 on NVIDIA. Yeah, we should be looking for a retest of 560 on NVIDIA. But NVIDIA, 560 is my next major watch here. I want to see if it holds or rejects that level, or if it reclaims or rejects that level. Yeah, it could be nice with the 16.8, I agree. I'll start light on NVIDIA. That's what I'll do. I'll keep it pretty light. I'll give it a shot. So I'm short NVIDIA here. I took some NVIDIA 555 put. Stop over 560. That's a big flush on the NASDAQ. That's a nice NVIDIA start up 10%. Be careful of a double bottom here on the NASDAQ futures, though. I like that little bear flag back into the 560. I need some NASDAQ continuation to the downside for this to really move for me. Just be careful of 552 on NVIDIA. I'd scale out as you get a push lower. There goes Netflix. Oh, there goes Netflix. All right, I'm gonna lock some up here on Netflix, up 47%. I'm gonna lock some up. That's for sure, but definitely gonna be a holder of some as well. NVIDIA, big break there of 552, big break. Let's see if it gets under that 552 here. Under 552, sort of dangerous on NVIDIA. That's under that. It could move back to yesterday's open, 548 maybe, but it might hold 552 a little bit. I'm actually going to take my profits on NVIDIA because I only had one left, so let me just block it up, at demand. 20 minutes in, looks like we've done a decent job. Beautiful NVIDIA put. Beautiful, right? Drop, a little bit of upside move, right? start to see that weakness coming in. Got that NASDAQ weakness, nice break and retest. Didn't quite get to my level, right? And this is, again, goes back to my my information that I provided from yesterday about taking some early entries and, taking it with a little bit less size, right? If NVIDIA would have got higher, I would have made more money on NVIDIA, right? Because I would have been able to get into my normal 10, 15, 20 contracts. I was only in 5. I never got more than 5.